This is Kayla Keith, and you're listening to Missing Midwest, a true crime podcast about those that have gone missing. Today's episode is about a young man gone too soon, but where? No one knows what happened to Chance on that rainy night, or at least no one has said. Someone knows something. Hello.
Hey. I'm hyped about this. I know nothing about this. We've been getting in a habit of talking about them before we get here, but you told me nothing about this.
Nope, I did not.
Got a new page of notes. I'm ready to hack it out here.
Do you have announcements? Because I don't ever do announcements. You always do them.
I do.
I'm ready to go.
Some quick announcements real quick. The podcast class that we've mentioned previously is not going to happen right now in March. We're going to postpone that probably later into the summer, where people have some more free time. So be on the lookout from that. Make sure you're following Cross America on Facebook. That's the best place to see some of that information. Also, if you haven't been to Cross America, get here. It's awesome here. We love it here. Mm-hmm. We also have a new sticker coming that we'll be sending out to our subscribers, those that have subscribed to Murdered Midwest. We're in the 20s as far as bonus episodes we've got. The one we did yesterday, absolute doozy. Possibly the most prolific serial killer in American history.
Super gross dude.
Yeah. And he's in our lifetime in our state here in Indiana. So think about that.
Indiana serial killer.
Think about that. If you're been considering joining the bonus content, signing up for subscription, you're going to get some new stickers. We've got a brand new one coming pretty soon. You'll get some other good stuff there. We would appreciate it. Helps us grow. Helps us keep Cody around. So yeah, definitely consider that. It's a lot of fun. That is the last announcement I have. I'm ready to hear your story. I'm ready to hear it. Are you ready?
I think I had another one. Oh, I was going to say the lady that commented.
Oh, yeah.
One of the episodes a while ago, I said, because on our platform that we use to post our podcast to, we can see the cities that people are at. And I was just reading through some of them because literally if one person has listened in a city, I can see it. And so it starts out number one city is Kokomo, Indiana, which thank you, Kokomo.
Shout out. That's where we're from. 2007
people, 17% of our listeners are from Kokomo, Indiana, which is cool. And then it goes down. And the next one's Indianapolis, and then Chicago, and then Washington, Indiana.
That was where our first episode was.
And they're
cool.
still listening.
Respect.
So shout out to Washington. But I went all the way down to the bottom. And I just read a random city, and it was in Texas. Was it Spring Lake or Spring?
I can't remember.
Spring something. Anyway, the lady that listens in Spring Lake, Texas, I believe it was Spring Lake, Texas. That's what I'm going to say. She commented, and she said she was listening, and she heard that city in Texas or whatever, and she was like, wait a second, that's where I'm from. And it was her. We were talking about her. We just didn't know we were talking about her. And she said she literally called her husband at work to say that her favorite podcast just shouted her out.
That's pretty
cool.
So
I'm glad I did. I didn't know I was shouting you out, but...
What's funny about that is, we also had somebody from Iowa reach out about the truck driver case.
Yes, the truck driver, David Schultz case. Somebody said that we're her favorite episode, and she was glad we covered that one.
What's funny is, so Kayla's super pregnant at this point, mega pregnant. And so every time she gets up to pee in the middle of the night, I just assume she's going into labor. So she had gotten up to pee, and I was like, you okay? Is there anything I can do for you? And she's like, guess what?
I was like, awake?
I was like, what? She was like, somebody just commented from Texas. Let's see. I think I just found it. I'm a liar. Dang it. But yeah, she was very excited about that. We always are. I was excited.
Literally the best.
On Valentine's Day. Somebody came up and was ordering flowers for his wife. Shout out Shelby, I believe her name was. So shout out to you, Shelby. Happy Valentine's Day from your guy.
What if he wasn't buying them for her?
He was. It had a name tag on it.
Oh.
I'm 100% confident. Anyways, he was like, man, your voice sounds familiar. And I was like, okay. And he was like, you do a podcast? I was like, I do. He's like, Missing Midwest. He was like, my wife and I love that podcast.
He literally came and found me and was like, you're never going to guess.
My mom was there as a witness. I was like, you got to go tell Kayla. She's going to be amped about that. So
we're real nerds about it, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys a lot. We love this dang podcast. We love
scrolling through, and one of the last ones on the list, one person in Duggar, Indiana. And I love the Duggars.
Okay, relax.
So wherever Duggar, Indiana is, thanks for listening. I just go through and read them, and I'm like, I want to go to that place.
I'm still waiting for Brian Schaefer to
if
pop
it pops up that he is listening from the Virgin Islands, Brian, let us know.
We found you.
Found you.
Yeah, we're nerds.
I know.
Forgive us.
I keep looking through them, and I'm like, let's go to this place. Prince Frederick, Maryland. One person. I want to go to Maryland. So now we got to go to Prince Frederick because there is one freaking person there listening to our podcast.
We want to know where the best food spots are.
Ridgefield, Connecticut. I want to go to Connecticut too.
All right. Well, I want to hear about your case.
We're going to just plan a road trip based on where y'all are listening.
Also, we want to know the diners, drive-ins, and dives that are next to you. That's how we plan around all of our trips.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing.
So we're looking for people that listen to our podcast near diners, drive-ins, and dives restaurants, and then that's our summer.
Or it didn't have to. It can just be your recommendation. Like if you're local and you're like, yeah, I am in whatever I just said. What did I say? Prince Frederick, Maryland.
Yeah.
If you're in Prince Frederick, Maryland, and there's a really good restaurant there, let us know because like we're gonna come see you and go to that restaurant. We can go together. Listen up. If you're a small business owner like myself, you understand the value of time. There is always something to be done, and it's up to you to do it. Your business is your baby, and you rarely can trust others with it. But what if I told you that I had somebody that you can trust, someone that can save you time and help your business grow? I do. With Bo Digital, you have access to an entire team that will be there for you with marketing and advertising. It doesn't matter what the size of your budget or your business is. Bo can help you take the stress of marketing off your plate and free up your time to do more of the things you love to do with your business. Bo is a marketing company and a business partner, but my favorite thing about them is that they have become true friends. You can find out more about them and what they offer at bodigital.com. Take it from me and put a bow on it. Anyway.
Tell me your story.
I do have another story. This one is another one of a young man mysteriously going missing. I don't like it. What's happening in the Midwest? There's a lot of men going missing under mysterious circumstances. This is about Chance Leslie Engelbert. He was 25 years old when he went missing. He was a husband and he was a father. He had recently taken a new job in Moorcroft, Wyoming. He was visiting his in-laws in Gering, Nebraska. So he lived in Moorcroft, Wyoming. Okay. But he was visiting with his wife and they had a 3-month-old son. Okay. And so they went to go visit his in-laws. Yes, that's him. He's so handsome. He is a true cowboy. So Gering, Nebraska is where he went missing from. So we're going to start there. July 6, 2019, okay? Okay. Population, 8,435. $1 general. Technically, so there's like 3 towns really close together here when you look at the map. It's kind of weird. It's not just like Gering in the middle by itself. It's got 3 towns super close together, and each one of them had a $1 general. So there was $3 generals, but Gering technically just had it.
So they're taken care of on the $1 general front.
Yes. All right. And so it's pretty low key, very small town USA. It looked very Midwestern. Like I said, he was there visiting in-laws. It was like 3.5 hours away from where him and his wife lived, 220 miles. They road tripped over there. Okay. His wife, her name was Bailey, and it was her parents and her grandparents and everybody, her brothers. That was her hometown. Gotcha. So they took off with their 3-month-old son on a 3.5-hour road trip. Super brave. Fun with a 3-year-old. About to live that life. Chance was born on December 2nd, 1993, same year as me, near Edgemont, South Dakota. He grew up on his family's ranch in Burdock with his parents and 2 brothers. And his mother, Dawn, said that he was an athlete and a cowboy at heart. He competed in rodeo competitions, bull riding. He got a scholarship for bull riding. Attaboy. In Cheyenne, Wyoming. He earned a reputation as a champion rider, actually. Attaboy. He got his degree in welding and diesel mechanics. And his interest in welding is what led him. He had a love, and he was always involved in like demolition derby. Okay, cars, fun stuff. Racing. Yeah. And so, like when you look at him, you just see like he looks like everything I just described. Okay, like he's a cowboy. Yeah, for sure. Big old hat, right? He's got a big old cowboy hat on. He's always got a belt buckle, jeans, button-up shirt, and boots. His mom, Dawn, said that he was a good kid, shy, hardworking, very smart. She does not believe he disappeared intentionally. She said Chance would never leave his family. His wife, Bailey, agrees. She said he was a great father, and he was excited to share his demolition derby passion with his son. Yeah, that's his wife, Bailey. She's gorgeous. Their kid is adorable. Like, look at those family pictures. Like, they're so freaking cute.
Being dad's the best.
Yeah. So a week before he disappeared, he lost his job. He worked in a coal mine. As a welder, and they laid off 600 employees.
Ouch, that stinks, man.
Yeah. He knew he had to get a job quickly because he just had this baby. He's providing for a family now. So, and I'm sure he's in a
lot of pressure in that situation.
That's what I'm saying. He's in that dad pressure right now. He's like, I gotta find something. So he like quickly accepted a new position with a local propane company. And he was going to start that job when he returned from his 4th of July family visit with his wife's family in Nebraska. And so that was his plan. That's what he was going to do. The new job did pay less than his previous job, but he's doing what he had to do.
You gotta do.
Exactly. Yeah. So Chance, his wife, Bailey, and their 3-month-old son, made that journey to her grandparents' house in Gary, Nebraska. And then on Saturday, July 6th, Chance went golfing with his father-in-law, Bailey's dad, and her sister's boyfriend. Bailey said that she talked to Chance while they were golfing, and he seemed like he was having fun. Good mood. Totally fine. She said they were drinking, having fun. She said, but a short time later, Chance called her back and asked if she would come and get him. And he was upset because one of the golfers made a comment about his new job and the fact that he wasn't making money anymore or something like that, something along those lines. And it pissed him off, naturally. So Bailey said she did go and get him, and they did argue on their way back to her grandparents' house in the car a little bit. When they pulled into the driveway, Chance got out of the car and walked away. He went on a walk. And Bailey said that's not a big deal because when he gets upset, he has to cool off. He goes on a walk. Fair, right? Want to know what one of the best decisions I have made for myself lately is? Stanley Cleaning Company. In this season of life we are in, with kids, practices, jobs, and pregnancy, it just makes sense to have a little extra help, and in turn, a little extra time. Christine comes to my house every other week and sweeps and mops for me, and I am not kidding when I say it is the best. She leaves my home smelling amazing and literally sparkling. We thrive in a clean environment as a family, and this service is the best thing I've ever spent my money on. It saves me time and energy, 2 things I'm greatly lacking lately. It can be a simple sweep and mop or a deep clean, home or office. It can be weekly or monthly. It's whatever you need. Plus, it's a local small biz, and you know I love supporting fellow business owners and entrepreneurs. Give her a call or text her and let her know what you want done. 765-860-3606. So after Chance walked out of view, and she let him go for a little bit, Bailey tried to call him, but he didn't answer. And so she went looking for him around town, and she couldn't find him. At 7:46 that night, he picked up her call and answered it. And he told her he was walking south toward a town named Kimball. Okay. Kimball was 40 minutes away, 42 miles away. So I'm not sure what his plan was with that. That's a long cooling off walk.
You can't even walk that far in a day.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I think he was just going in that direction.
Did he hitchhike that way?
I'm assuming he just meant he was going in that direction because I don't think he would have been able to get 42 miles that night.
No.
So later reports from his friends have shown and indicated that he told them he was actually walking north toward Torrington, Wyoming. Torrington is just a little bit northwest of Gary, about the same distance, about 42 minutes, 36 miles away from Gary. And so he was walking south for a little bit, and then at some point he switched and started walking north. I think what happened was he had called some of his friends and family asking if they would come pick him up because he didn't want to be with the in-laws anymore. And none of them could because his best friend and his best man in his wedding, Matt Miller, said, he called me around 8:45 that night, but I was 4 hours away. There was nothing I could do.
Right.
And he said Chance told him he called some other friends and family. Well, then he called Matt back and was like, I'm going to Torrington. So he might have started walking south, made some phone calls, then realized nobody could come and get him. So then he turned around. I don't know what Torrington was. I don't know if he had a friend or somebody he knew in Torrington, but he told some friends that night that he was walking toward Torrington.
Okay.
Chance's aunt got this weird text message from him at 9:08. Okay. And after that...
So it's only 20 minutes after he talked to his buddy.
Yeah. So he's just walking north toward Torrington.
Okay.
I never found in any of my research why Torrington, Wyoming. I'm assuming somebody was there.
He's still in Nebraska, so he's just
this is very close.
Tip of Nebraska.
Yeah, it's very close to we're talking 36 miles away from a different town in a different state, so it's not that far. It's very on the line. The text message, though, it said, and then it had an emoji. And the emoji was the straight-faced emoji. Like, do you know what I'm I don't know how. I'm sure it has a name. I don't know what the name of it is. I'll post it when I post the things. But it's just like the two eyes and just like a line for the mouth.
Yeah.
And then immediately after that, it said I, and then I'm BDESE, and then really REALLYG. It was all no spaces, just those letters. The only word in it is really.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make any sense. And his aunt replied with, "You are what?" ? Like, she had no idea what that meant.
Yeah, Cody's got a picture up. If you're watching on YouTube, like, you can see that. It's like,
and I'll post it. It's a screenshot of the phone and the text messages and what happened, and it didn't make any sense at all. After that, his phone went dark, and it was never on again or anything.
What the heck?
So that night in Gering, a strong thunderstorm blew up right at 9 p.m. around, and he sent that text at 9:08, and he talked to his buddy Matt at 8:45. So right between 8:45 and 9:08, this huge thunderstorm blew up.
So I'm a timeline guy. I'm trying to remember back. What time did his walk start? Like, what time was he like, I'm out of here?
It didn't say what time they got home from the course, but she said that she had called him and went and looked for him, and he finally picked up her call at 7:46. Okay. So 7:45, he picked up her call and said he was walking.
So he's been walking for hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, walking around for a while. So like I said, the strong thunderstorm blew up. So right around that time that he sent the text to the aunt is when the thunderstorm rolled in. Bailey's family was like, he's probably at a local bar or inside a local business somewhere taking shelter from this storm. And when the storm was over, Bailey's grandpa drove around town looking for him, trying to like give him a ride home or see where he was at. But he never saw anything. He never saw Chance. Did you know the Jefferson House of Flowers has been a local Kokomo florist for almost 100 years? Our trained designers make beautiful arrangements for literally any occasion. You can send flowers for any reason. Birthdays, anniversaries, get well, congratulations. The list goes on. We make flowers for funerals, weddings, proposals, and even proms. Let's be honest. Receiving flowers, whether you're at home or at your work, it makes you feel special. You get butterflies and you feel loved, and that's what sending flowers is all about, the feeling it creates. Call us at 765-452-8269 and let us create something special and send it out for you. Or you can stop in and see us at 4300 West, 100 North Kokomo. We always have a cooler full of flowers that are ready to go, as well as a boutique full of gifts. Shop local, support local, and send flowers. When Chance didn't return by the next morning, Bailey called local law enforcement. Obviously, there was concerned family and friends that were calling her and calling the police department and saying that, they couldn't find him. He went on a walk, never came home. 18 specialized agencies joined the search. Multiple ground and air and water searches were conducted using drones, divers, helicopters, airplanes, cadaver dogs, scent dogs, and they searched over 2,400 acres in and around Gering. They even drained the Gering. Gering had a canal that went through the middle. They drained it.
Jeez.
No sign. No, not even a clue of where he was at.
What the heck?
The night he disappeared, Chance was seen on surveillance video at 10 p.m. walking past local businesses near the intersection of Terry Boulevard and Stable Club Road in Terrytown, Nebraska. I believe it was a Domino's Pizza that caught this image of him. Terrytown is that other town I was telling you about. Like, it's literally...
Oh, yeah, like you said, there's like three towns.
They were literally touching. Like, I wouldn't even be able to tell you where
one
Gering
stopped and one
ends and Terrytown starts. It was just, like, you would just be walking and you'd be there. So it's not like he ever even...
So he was never really that far away.
No. And it's like he never even came across, like, any rural... Like, these two towns are literally touching.
So, I mean, like, literally, if you walked for hours, you'd have been beyond this. So he must not have, like, actually walked.
That's what I'm assuming he wandered around a little bit because...
Just walked around town and didn't actually, like...
Yeah, he wasn't actually because... now, in the video, yes, he was walking north because Terrytown is north of Gering, but...
Sure.
It looks more like he was just cooling off, staying in town.
So why the heck did he tell his wife that he was going...
Well, when he told his wife he was walking south toward Kimball, it's like the one road that leads out of Gering is going to take you to Kimball. So I think he might have just said, I'm walking toward...
Okay, he wasn't saying, I'm actually trying to
Kimball.
Yeah, okay.
But he did tell his other friend that he was going to... Torrington, Wyoming. So I don't know. For months after his disappearance, there was reports of sightings of him, like possible sightings of him in Wyoming, in Nebraska, in Casper, Wyoming. A woman reported that she had an interaction with him. Police literally followed every single one of these leads up. They watched over 6 hours of surveillance footage from that Walmart, but they were not able to confirm that it was him or not.
Jeez.
The lead investigator from Gering, Brian Eads, he said that there is currently no person of interest, but law enforcement continues to receive tips like frequently, and they are investigating all of them.
I feel like for you to call and be like, I had an interaction with this person, like you'd have to be like real sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like it is either a wild coincidence or that lady met him, which means he's alive or was then.
Yeah. The department, the Gering Police Department, they have enlisted outside investigators, canine teams. They've had search warrants done, polygraph tests done. Bailey and her entire family have been forthcoming. They've all been investigated. All the family members have been interviewed. Their properties have been searched. Both families, even Chance's family and Matt, Chance's best friend, have conducted multiple searches of their own, like outside of law enforcement.
Yeah.
Along the river, along the water, hundreds of acres of land. Not even one clue has came of those. Not crazy?
I mean,
I
yeah.
don't know. I hate cases like these. Like,
yeah, I mean,
just like the David Schultz case, just like aliens. Like, literally, where did he go? So Detective Eads acknowledged, he said, authorities have no evidence of foul play. We also have no evidence to rule it out.
Right.
In October of 2021, a human arm bone was discovered near the North Platte River in Scotts Bluff, Nebraska. Scotts Bluff is town number 3, the one that it literally touches the other two.
Okay.
Authorities originally thought like this is Chance's, like this could be him. But they did an initial DNA test, was unsuccessful, and it didn't have any results from it. But they sent it to another lab, and those results are still pending.
What the heck?
But the bone was found with a piece of fabric on it, and that fabric doesn't match what Chance was wearing. So the authorities believe it's unlikely that those are his remains.
Well, let's get that going.
I know.
mean, in 2001 or 2021, like how's that
Sure,
still?
that's super frustrating.
Well, I'm sure it's solved by now, right? I mean, that's 3 years ago almost.
I couldn't find anything on it.
Well, if it wasn't him, it's not like they'd be like, guess what, guys? This bone is not him.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
in honor of his 29th birthday, Chance's grandmother, Linda Kluender, donated $200,000 to the reward fund, bringing the total to $220,000. She had hopes that someone will come forward. She put a year lock on it because she said she didn't want it just sitting there for in an account if nobody was going to claim it. And so she gave it 1 year, hoping that someone would come forward with new information about her grandson's disappearance. Nobody said anything.
Wow.
Chance's mom is begging.
That's $250,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like almost. Jeez.
Which I will say too, I read Chance's family has a private investigator, and the private investigator said he is not at all surprised that nobody came forward with that. He said $250,000 is not enough for your freedom. So he said, I would never have expected somebody to come forward for that anyway, which I thought was an interesting statement to say.
Like he must think foul play was.
He won't release his name either. He doesn't want his work.
Yeah, I won't.
He doesn't want his work to be compromised by his name being out there. So I just thought that was an interesting comment from the private investigator to say like he wasn't shocked at all that nobody didn't claim $220,000. Like I said, his mom is begging the Scotts Bluff and the Gering community to remember Chance, saying, if you know anything, call somebody. Are you looking to buy or sell in 2024? Let Amber White help you find your home sweet home. Amber is a local realtor to the Kokomo and Howard County area, and when I say she knows her stuff, she knows her stuff. When we decided to move closer to family, I literally messaged Amber and told her I wanted to sell my house, and then later I want to buy this house, and she made it all happen. Buying and selling is such an overwhelming process, but Amber seriously took care of every single step and eliminated all the stress for us. Her knowledge was invaluable, and while I say I never want to move again, I know exactly who to call if we decide to. Follow her on Facebook at Amber White, Realtor /broker with Carrie Gruhl and Associates, or you can give her a call at 765-865-1118. So I have a couple rumors.
I'm interested to hear these rumors because.
So one of the main rumors is that Chance succumbed to the elements and fell or accidentally wandered into the North Platte River. Don doesn't believe it. His family doesn't believe it. They said he's a cowboy.
I was gonna say. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not an outdoorsy guy.
Said,
I don't think this ever happens to me. I don't think I succumb to the elements by falling into a river.
I don't know what could have happened, but that didn't happen. Is what she said. She said he was proficient as an outdoorsman, very physically fit, and a former rodeo competitor.
Yeah.
Also, that surveillance footage was taken at 10 p.m. That's after the storm.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
So some people were saying like he got drunk and fell in the river, and the river was really because all the rain that came through with the storm, but they drained it. They didn't find him.
I mean, even then, like the chances of somebody getting so drunk and wandering into a river, I just feel like I'm willing to rule that out.
I agree. I don't think it's a good one. Another rumor is apparently there are 25 missing men from Nebraska currently.
Wait a minute here. There's only 14 people that live in Nebraska. How are there 25 of them missing? Wait a minute.
All under mysterious circumstances.
This is a mysterious circumstance.
All about the same age. No bodies have ever been found.
What?
And it all happened in 2019 and 2020. A number of them are from the same area-ish that Chance went missing from.
What?
And I immediately was like, how far away is this from Sac County, Iowa? It's like 8 hours. So, which I feel like 8 hours in Nebraska in them is like a 40-minute drive for us.
It's like just driving to Walmart, yeah.
Yeah, so I will be looking into that for future cases because I'm intrigued.
Wait a
in 2 years, 25 missing young men.
I mean,
and nobody's ever been found. So
to me, I'm like chalk this up as another one of those cases.
Well, yeah, a lot of people are. Now this is like not that's online rumor. Okay, that's these three rumors I said. Now the mom did address the succumbing to the element one that I just read. The mom did address that. The mom has not addressed any this one or the other one. These are like more these are more like Facebook comments, Reddit comments.
I'm like baffled about that.
Yeah, you don't ever take a Reddit comment just because it's on Reddit. Like, don't ever rule that out because there's some serious web sleuths on there.
But there are 25 missing men from Nebraska.
Yes, there are. I didn't dive deep into that one, but I did look up. There is a significant number of young men missing from Nebraska currently, and Chance was 25 when he went missing. So yes, it's definitely sketchy. So I had to put that on there. And then the last one, this one feels right to me, and to this one, it ties into the previous rumor about the 25 missing men because truck drivers. I'm sorry if you're a truck driver. I'm sorry that I judge you every time I see you.
We need truck drivers, but there are some sketchy ones. I love
truck drivers, but they have done a lot of bad things because they're constantly traveling, and the reputation is there, and I'm sorry for that. But we know Chance was trying to get to Torrington, Wyoming, and there was a truck stop that he would have had to walk by going north. And a lot of people have said he might have hitched a ride with the wrong trucker. Which to me, that makes sense.
But again, it would have been after 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So like after 10 o'clock, he was like, yeah, but let me just hitch a ride 42 miles. I mean, geez, I feel like it's unlikely.
He still wasn't cooled off. He's still ticked off at his in-laws. Like, I don't know.
I don't like it.
You don't like that one?
I don't.
So what do you think?
I mean, I think there's somebody snatching 25-year-old or like whatever.
I think it's a truck driver snatching 25.
I mean
men.
but how are they getting these men?
By them trying to hitchhike with them.
The idea of being like, oh, I'm going to hitchhike to a different city at 10 o'clock at night, that doesn't make sense to me.
Why? I mean, not like here in Kokomo, Indiana, but when you're out in Nebraska and the next town is literally 45 minutes away, then yeah, maybe.
I just feel like there's way better options.
And he's a man. No offense, but y'all are very confident in yourselves. Like, he was physically fit. No man is ever going to say, hey, can I catch a ride with this other dude, thinking he might do something, bad to me. You just hop in. It's another man. You just jump in the truck and now a woman would be like, I am not getting in the truck with that truck driver. But Chance was
to me, it makes more sense that you got a serial killer out in Iowa or out in Nebraska that's going to bars, getting people.
And he could have been. He might have just picked him up off the road. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Hey, you need a place to stay for the night? I got you covered. Cousin Rico down the road.
Ew. A lot of people have said, like, it could have been he did have to walk by. It was a pretty big truck stop right on the outskirts of town. Because there was a highway right there, and a lot of people said he could have been walking past that and just, hitched a ride, and it was the wrong ride.
Gee whiz. Wild.
So it has been 4 years since Chance was last seen. He was wearing a short sleeve button-up Wrangler shirt, dark blue jeans, a belt with a rodeo buckle, old school roper boots, and a black and white trucker cap. He's 5 foot 9 inches tall, 190 pounds, with light brown hair, a mustache, and a goatee. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Gering Police Department at 308-436-5088, and anonymous tips can be reported to the We Help the Missing tip line at 866-660-4025. Yeah, that's the case.
Someone knows something. I don't buy him. I don't buy him just like getting
No.
lost and succumbing to the elements.
No. Someone in Gering knows what happened to this guy.
Or one of these
I
3
say
towns.
that.
Apparently,
Or, yeah.
whatever town
Yeah,
this is, like somebody knows something.
It's pretty sad. They said this has caused a really big rift between the families.
Sure.
I'm sure the family feels horrible that they ended things like that with him and made him mad to go walk anyway. And so, yeah, I'm sure it's just that Dawn, the mom, said, anytime there's a missing person case, people are pointing fingers, and it's just been that ever since. A lot of finger pointing and a lot of rumors, and just hasn't been a good time for that family. I feel terrible for them. That's not knowing where your kid is. Like I said,
Terrible.
worst thing that can happen.
No matter how old they are.
Nope. But I fully believe that someone knows something from Nebraska.
This podcast is a So.Will.I.Studos production. So will I.